How's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday? So tonight we're going to make some chicken parmesan. We're going to make some fresh marinara sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to make the marinara sauce. So this is my favorite brand I always buy. You want to make sure the tomatoes come from Italy because the soy oil makes the tomatoes a little sweeter. So this is the brand I buy. San Marino, Italian tomatoes. And I'm going to use 2 of these cans. You just put both cans in the pot, and then you just gotta smush the tomatoes, just so it's easier for the sauce to cook. Less work we'll have to do later. And you're gonna need salt, pepper, some fresh basil, some fresh garlic. We're gonna use some onions, some celery, and some carrots. And then you can add your favorite, you can add meatballs to it, you can add sausage, you can add beef short ribs, pork short ribs, whatever you want to flavor the sauce with. And you're going to have a little sauce left over in the cans. It's easy, just take a little water, put the water in the cans, get all that extra goodness out. Yeah, I don't have to pull out just a little bit, just so you get all that extra goodness out of the cans. Just swirl that around, get all the saucy out. And you do about 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. I'm be lazy, I bought the peeled garlic, so it's a little easier. And I'm going to use 8 cloves of garlic because I do like garlic. And then we're just going to cut the ends off because we don't want that. I got some fresh basil I bought the other day from the farmer's market. Then we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it's to a boil, then we're going to simmer that down to probably about 2 seconds on the oven. Let that cook for about 2 to 4 hours, Probably put about 4 basil leaves and just take, make sure you wash your basil off. I'm just going to use 4 nice big leaves of basil. Wash that off. Probably about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of black pepper. I don't really measure it, I could just eye it. I like to use coarse salt. I don't have any of the plain Himalayan salt, so I can use some coarse salt. And that's all you need to do to make your the first step of the sauce. So I'm going to put this on the oven, put it probably in about a 6 or 7 in the oven, bring it to a boil, then simmer down. You want to constantly make sure you're mixing your sauce so it doesn't burn, because sauce will burn. You don't want that burnt on the bottom because that will make your sauce not taste good. So like I said, every about 10-15 minutes, just to make sure you're stirring your sauce. Keep an eye on your sauce so it doesn't burn. So now I'm going to show you the trick so you don't get any heartburn when you cook your tomato sauce. Since tomatoes are very acidic, you're going to get heartburn. So what you need is the carrot. I'm going to use about half of this carrot since it's a big carrot. About 3 celery sticks, sweet Vidalia onion. So about that much of the carrot. We're going to peel the skin off because we don't want all that nasty stuff in our sauce. And I'm going to put this in a pot with a little oil, salt, pepper. We're going to cook it so everything is nice and soft, and then we're going to add that to the tomato sauce. And the natural sugars from the celery, onion, and the carrot is going to help cut the acid from the tomatoes. And that was a trick that I learned from my uncle working in this pizzeria. So I'm just going to cut the carrots. Yeah, actually we're going to use the whole carrot. It'll look like a lot, but when I cut it up, it's actually not too much. And if you don't have a big carrot like this, probably about 3 to 4 small carrots. Just make sure you peel the skin off, so you don't want the skin in your tomato sauce. Same thing, just cut the celery up, add that to your pot. Just cutting off the ends that have the bad piece, I don't want that in there. And then just cut the onion like this. Cut it like this again, and cut it like this. We're going to cut off the end pieces. Actually, so this is a bad piece of onion, so we're not going to use that piece there. I actually need to get another onion since this onion is not good. So luckily I had a half onion in the refrigerator that I cut up from the other day. So, you know, for 2 cans of tomato sauce, you got your onion, you got your carrots, your celery. Just gonna add just a little oil just to coat so it doesn't burn when we cook this. Then we're gonna add some salt and pepper, probably about a tablespoon of each. Like I said, I don't measure stuff, I just eye everything, but you know, probably about a half a tablespoon of pepper, half a tablespoon of salt. That's just to give it flavor while the onion cooks. That's all. And you could cook this on the high temperature so it cooks quick. Then once it's nice translucent, nice and soft, we're going to add that to the tomato sauce. How is everybody doing? So, it took about 15 minutes to cook the onions and everything. They're nice and soft, nice and translucent. So, that's what you want them to look like. Now I'm going to use a slotted spoon because I don't want to put all this oil into my sauce. I'm just going to add that to the sauce, just like that. So like I said, we don't want to put oil into the sauce. And then we're going to mix this in. We're going to let this cook for about another 2 hours. Then once it's done cooking, I'm going to take my Ninja, my food processor. I'm going to put all this into the food processor so it gets all nice and smoothly, so it's a nice marinara sauce. Now you can add extra stuff if you want. You can add peppers if you like peppers. You can add red wine. A lot of different things you can add to tomato sauce. You can add mushrooms. I'm not a fan of mushrooms, so I don't add mushrooms. You know, like I said, you can add all the different things to make your tomato sauce. I make mine very simple. Tomatoes, salt, pepper, garlic, basil, onion, carrot, and celery. That's it. They're very simple. And then usually, you know, I'll make meatballs. But since, you know, I just decided to do this after I got home from work, didn't have, you know, enough time to prepare the meatballs. The meatballs will take, you know, at least 3 to 4 hours to cook in the sauce. But you can add sausage, you can add beef short ribs, you can add pork ribs, you can add lamb, you can add veal, whatever you want. And then probably in about 2 hours I'm going to prepare the chicken to make the chicken breast. And then we're going to cook down the oven at 350 probably for about 10 to 15 minutes until all the cheese gets nice melty. How is everybody doing? So the sauce is cooking for about 2 hours and a half, so we're going to add the sauce to my Ninja so we can blend this all up so we don't have chunks of carrots and onion, garlic, and celery. So you just add this to your Ninja, to your food processor. You can also use one of those hand blenders. I don't have one of those hand blenders, I need to get one, so just going to add it just like this. top to it. And then you're just going to pulse it so it's nice and smooth. And then I got another pot to add the sauce to. Like that. Add that just like that. And then this is enough where I could just pour that just like that in there. We're going to do the same thing again. And then we're going to let this cook for about another half an hour to 10 hours. Now we can add this back to the big pot. Probably gonna add a little water since this was a little thicker. So add a little water to this, which I'm gonna put the water right in here. So we don't lose none of that saucy goodness. So add a little water, mix a little water up, put this back on the stove, at a little temperature, about half an hour to an hour. And we'll get back to you in a little bit. Thank you. How is everybody doing? So now we're going to prepare the chicken cutlets to make the fried chicken cutlets. So I got my chicken breast over here. Like usual, I'm going to cut the fat and the skin off because we don't want to cook with that. Now this is a big piece of chicken, so this is all I'll need. And then we're just going to cut it right down in the middle. Make it a little easier to work with and easier to cook with. And we'll cut that like that. And we'll cut this down the middle again. Just so it's easier to fry, so it doesn't take forever to fry. And we're going to thin these out a little bit too. Like I said again, cut that right in the middle again like that. Cut this little piece of skin off there. So you get a lot of chicken for that one little piece of breast I had there. And then we're going to thin this out. Now, thin out the chicken, it's very simple. Get a piece of saran wrap and put your chicken underneath the saran wrap. Now, I don't have a rolling pin or a meat tenderizer, so I'm just going to use the bottom of a saucepan. And you're just going to take it and you're just going to whack your chicken. And then you get nice and thin chicken. You just want to repeat that for all your chicken breasts. How's everybody doing? So now we're going to prepare the chicken cutlets. We got them all nice and thin. We got some unbleached flour over here because we're going to put it in the, we're going to jet it first, then we're going to put it into the egg wash, then breadcrumbs, then onto the plate. So I like to add a little Parmesan cheese to my eggs just to give it a little more flavor. This gives the chicken a little flavor. So just sprinkle as much cheese as you want. I usually put about a tablespoon. Then we're going to put some Italian seasoning. Like I said, just sprinkle, you know, as much as you want. Probably about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. Then we're going to take a wire whisk. We're going to whisk all that stuff together. Just like that. Preheat your oven to 350, because that's what we're going to cook. Once the chicken's fried, we're going to lay a little marinara sauce on the bottom of a baking pan. We're going to Then after we fry the chicken cutlets, we're going to lay the chicken cutlets on that. Put a little sauce on the top of the chicken cutlets, a little cheese. Put it in for about 15 to 20 minutes so the cheese gets nice melty. So I'm just mixing making sure all the ingredients are nice mixy in there. And you're just going to take your chicken, dredge it in the flour. Yeah, just a couple times on each side. Wipe off the excess into the egg wash. Flip that over. Make sure you keep one hand dry, so you have a wet hand and a dry hand, so your breadcrumbs don't get all nasty and your flour doesn't get all nasty from the egg. Yeah, just flip this a couple times in the egg wash. Yeah, just run some of that excess egg off. And just going to take that like that. Take your breadcrumbs, flip it over. And I just want to make sure it gets all nice and breaded. And you're just going to repeat this for all the chicken. Not very hard at all. Yeah, flip it again. Make sure everything is nice and breaded. Make sure you don't have no wet spots from the egg wash. We'll make sure it's all nice and coated in the. And now while we do the flour dredging first, that just gives it, you know, a little better coating and fries a lot better when you fry it. So that's why we do the dredging first with the flour. Then we do the egg wash and then the breadcrumbs. Like I said, we're just going to repeat that for all the chicken until all the chicken is done. So how's everybody doing tonight? So I got my chicken frying over here. I've already fried up a whole bunch of slices. So you want to, I always cut my chicken, make sure it's nice and white in the middle because we don't want no pink, we don't want to get no salmonella, we don't want to get sick. So once you fry all the chicken up, a couple more minutes. Got my nice baking pan, I already have my oven preheated to 350. We're just going to throw some sauce down here, put all the chicken cutlets, throw a little sauce on top of the chicken cutlets. A little cheese, bake that for 15 to 20 minutes at 350, and that's what we're gonna have for dinner. How's everybody doing? So chicken's all nice cookie, sauce is ready, so we're just gonna mix the sauce up. I'm gonna put some sauce on the bottom of the pan. We don't want to put too much, just enough to cover the bottom, so we don't want to soak the chicken in sauce. And this is fresh tomato sauce, this ain't that canned stuff. This is the Di Savino recipe over here. So about that much sauce. That's all you need. Then we're going to take the chicken cutlets and put the chicken cutlets in there. Very easy to do. Then if you have a little too much chicken, you just keep that chicken, you know, you can make have chicken cutlets, you know. So I'm going to fill as much as I can with the chicken I have here. Like I said, I already preheated my oven, it's already baking at 350. Also, I bought some store-bought tortellini to go with dinner. So I got my water over there boiling for the tortellini. I'm going to have some chicken and prosciutto tortellini. And I think I could fit one more piece of chicken in here, because we don't want to crowd it. Okay. So we got all the chicken. Now we're just going to take a little sauce, put it on the top. Now, I don't have mozzarella, so I'm going to use a Italian blend cheese. You don't have to use mozzarella. But do not use any cheddar, Swiss. Make sure it's an Italian cheese, mozzarella, Asiago, Fatina, Parmigiano, Provolone, you know. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that over the chicken. Like I said. And yeah, this is actually an American dish. This is really not an Italian dish. This is actually an Italian-American dish because if you go to Italy, they do not have chicken parmesan. Next, so we're going to set our oven timer to 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, we'll have some nice dinner with a tortellini. So, tortellini is nice and cooked. Chicken cutlet's nice and cooked. Everything looks amazing over here. So we got the chicken and prosciutto tortellini. We got the chicken parmigiani over here. And this is all homemade. Except for the tortellini. Didn't make the tortellini. But I bought Bratelli. A pretty good brand. And then, you know, put a little sauce on the top. And then we're going to sprinkle a little Parmigiano cheese on there. And sprinkle a little Parmigiano cheese. I'm going to put a little red peppers on mine because I like crushed red pepper. So a little crushed red pepper on mine because I like a little spice in my food. And so tonight we got a nice Italian chicken Parmesan dish.